Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the reading of the chapter The Making of a Scientist. I told you in my previous video is a story about a child, Richard Albright, who was interested in science and how he became a scientist. How he was made a scientist is about the story. So we are going to start the reading of the chapter. At the age of 22, a former scout of the year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. A new theory came into existence how the cells used to work. Richard H. Albright and his college roommate, explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of National Academy of Science. There was a program, National Academy of Science, and in that they presented an article showing how the cells work. It was the first time this important scientific journal had ever published. This magazine was maybe published for the first time the work of college students, going to publish the articles collected from the college students in sports. That would be like making a big leagues at the age of 15 and hitting a home run your first time at bat. You can see at the end of this page what do you mean by the home run. It's like a game of baseball when the batter scores the run after running safely around all bases and back to the home plates without stopping. A ball hit out of the playing field is also called a home run, and so on. For Richard Albright, it was the first in a long string of achievements in the science and other field, and it is started with butterfly. How he started the journey of being a scientist is from the butterfly. An only child, Albright grew up north of Reading, Pennsylvania. There wasn't much I could go do there, he said. He himself said that when I started my schooling in Pennsylvania, there was not much to do. So I certainly could not play football or baseball with a team of one, but there was one thing I could do, collect things. The place was such that I don't have the people there to be friend with, but the things to collect. So he did, and did he ever. He started the collection of something and did it forever in the life. Beginning in the kindergarten, Bright collected butterflies with the same determination, with the same uh, being promised to himself that has marked all his activities. Whatever he did with great determination. He also collected rocks, fossils, and coins. He became an eager astronomer too, sometimes stargazing all night. He used to keep on gazing the stars throughout the night sometime. From the first, he had a driving curiosity along with a bright mind. Not only he was intellectually bright, he was very intelligent, but he has some curiosity in him. He also had a mother who encouraged his interest in learning, and it's all we can say because of his mother, because she all the time encouraged him to learn the things. She took him on trips, brought him telescope, microscopes, cameras, mounting materials, and other equipment, and help him in many other ways. Whatever she could do, because he was the only child to her, whatever she could do, she did it. I was the only companion, only company, only one living with her until he started school, his mother said. After that, I would bring him home friends for him. When he started going to the school, then he had a company of friends, those who come in the evening, but at night we just did things together. But at the night or in the late evenings, they were all together, both were together, and they used to spend so much time together discussing the thing. Richie, this is a nickname of Richard's Albright, was my whole life after his father died. His mother told that when her husband died, Richie was the only companion when Richie was in third grade. It was a time when he was, you can say, in third grade, means in third class, according to you, when his father died. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. They used to spend most of the time in the dining room, sitting on the table if he didn't have things to do. He was just a small child of class 3. If he has no work to do, nothing fine to do, I found work for him. She starts something new for him, not physical work but learning things. His mother said he liked it and he used to like the learning. He wanted to learn and then learn he did. He earned up top grades in the school. Earned means he got the top grade. He was always the first in the class on everyday things. He was just like every other kid. If you talk about the other things, doing homework, going to school, and all these things, he was a normal child, an average student. His mother said by the time he was in the second grade, Bright had collected all 25 species of the butterflies found around his hometown where they were living. In their hometown there were 25 types of the butterflies, and when he was in second class he has collected all type of 25 type of butterflies in his hometown. You can see the table, the species and the subspecies of butterfly collected in 6 weeks in reading. When he was studying in Pennsylvania, so he collected these 25 species of the butterflies. That's probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting, he said. He said it may be the end of the collection, but then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch 10. So mother thought that it might put a full stop in my learning process, so she brought a book for children, The Travel of Monarch 10. That book which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America. This particular type of butterflies, why and how they migrate, come to Central America, opened the world of science to the eager young collector. He was already very curious in the field of science, and this book has given him the idea to think more about the butterflies. At the end of the book, when the book finishes, the readers were invited to help study butterflies migration. Readers were able to understand how the butterflies or why the butterflies migrate to Central America. They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto, Canada. Bright's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon Bright was attaching light adhesive. Adhesive means lightweight, something attachable, tags to the wings of the monarchs. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send that tag to Dr. Urquhart. The butterfly collecting season around reading later lasts 6 weeks in late summer. See, you can see the paragraph 6. In summers, it used to take almost 6 weeks for migration. If you are going to chase them one by one, you won't catch very many. If you are waiting that another type of species of butterfly will come, I'll tag that and I'll then collect that butterfly, it will take a lot of time. He would catch a female monarch. So he find out another way to get so many, take her eggs and raise them with different monarchs in his basement through his life cycle from egg to caterpillar to pupa to adult butterfly. Then he would tag the butterfly's wings and let them go. For several years, his basement was the home to the thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. Eventually, I began to lose interest in tagging butterflies. Now I didn't find it interesting. I want to do something different. It's tedious, tiresome, very laborious, and there is not much feedback. I was not able to get any feedback, any response. Bright said, in all the time I did it, the time I spent in doing this, he loved, only 2 butterflies I had tagged were recaptured. People were able to capture only 2 butterflies, and they were not more than 75 miles from where I lived, and they were captured very close to my native place. It was hardly 75 miles away from my hometown.